Hello and welcome to the Joy Newsroom with me, Darryl Kwao. Our headlines this hour: GRIDCo announces possibility of no further management of power after WAPCO grants access to its pipelines for gas. Details as some consumers demand a load shedding schedule for easy management of businesses. Also coming up, MP for Norton charges Finance Minister to include resettlement plans and compensation for Akosombo Dam spillage victims in the 2024 budget. And Queen Mother of the Ghana State goes home today after controversy over her funeral and final interment. We are live at the Government's Palace.
Always interested in making sure there was peace in Accra. And then she was also very conscious of her environment.
We are all here to mourn her and to give her our last respect because she has served the Ghana State very well.
We'll have a full update from the Government's Palace in this bulletin. Do stay tuned. And thanks for staying with us. The Ghana Grid company, GRIDCo, has announced that there will likely be no further management of power. This is because the West African gas pipeline company, WAPCO, has now granted access to its pipeline after negotiation with government over its indebtedness. Many parts of the country were plunged into darkness earlier this week after WAPCO cut gas supply to GRIDCo. The minority in parliament is pegging this indebtedness at $20 million. According to GRIDCo, a shortfall in gas supply from Takoradi to Tema resulted in the loss of 550 megawatts of power as of Thursday. Head of our energy desk, Samuel Kojo-Brace, joins me on Zoom with some more details. Good afternoon to you, Samuel. So what more do we know about this latest arrangement between the two companies? You're muted.
We do know that there is a tentative agreement between the government of Ghana, represented by GMPC, because GMPC is the one that is close to the responsibility of paying WAPCO for the services they render to us. Now, people should understand that WAPCO renders two services to us. They bring in gas from Nigeria, and they also allow us to use their pipelines in Abuaze to then transport gas from the Western Enclave to the Tema area for the plant there to use. So is GMPC that has to pay them. And there's been that agreement that, well, we owe you, but we will pay based on this plan. So that's what we do know, that agreement has been reached. And so now WAPCO has given us full access to their pipelines in Abuaze, and we're transmitting 100 million standard cubic feet of gas from the western area to Tema. So that's what we know.
What's going to be the impact of this on power distribution? Does that also mean an end to load shedding for now?
So what we do know and we can confirm is that there's not going to be any load shedding today because the gas started flowing yesterday, which means that the plant in the area have access to the gas to produce power for us to use. So if I should intimate again from our sources within the power sector, there's not going to be any load shedding today.
Does this also mean that the government has concluded negotiations with WAPCO?
Well, what we do pick is that this, engagement is still ongoing, and that's why the agreement is a tentative one. So the engagement is still ongoing between GMPC and WAPCO to the extent or that the exact plan that Ghana wants to use to defray this debt that we owe WAPCO. So we can say that the engagement is still ongoing.
All right, thanks for that update. Samuel Kojo-Brace there, he's head of our energy desk here at Joy News. Well, meanwhile, some business owners in Tema affected by recent outages are urging power companies to immediately consider load shedding. They claim that inconsistencies in power supply over the last few days are adversely affecting the operations. Carlos Caloni has details in the following report.
24-year-old Cosmos Ajay works at this car washing bay sited at the WAMCO filling station on the Kumbaria to Dowenya stretch. He has been in this job for the past year and it serves as his sole source of his livelihood. Just like his colleagues, the number of vehicles he washes in a day determines his daily earnings. However, he mentions that the intermittent power supply in recent days has significantly impacted his income.
It was around 9 to 10 in the morning. There was a light off, and because of that, it's affecting our work. Since morning, the second car I'm washing, and due to that, I'll get a problem with my money issue. And before the light to go off, they have to give out the kind of or they have to alert us before the light to go off, so that we be aware of ourselves. So now we are struggling with we are facing lighting system here. So the government should do something about it. The more you do and the more you get. Because if I'm doing or I'm working much, I'll earn much money. So this kind of issue is affecting me simply because if there's since morning light is on, it's maybe I've watched about 10 cars, and because the light is off now, I'm doing manpower. So if the light is on, because I'm using machine, I'll go fast, and this one I'm using my own strength. So it's affecting me much.
His colleague Lord Mensah also expresses concerns about the adverse effects of the situation on his productivity.
By light day, they are going to wash by 20 or maybe 16 cars. By light day, light no day, 5 cars are washing. But it affects me. It's a light day there, I'll get money. Right now, I not chop anything. So that's why I say it affects me.
The manageress of the bay, Abigail Laye, report that they are losing customers due to irregular power supply. She believes that the Electricity Company of Ghana must promptly establish a load-shedding timetable.
They should shed the load so that we know that today we will be going out of power, so that we know how to schedule our things. They should let us know that this day or this day we won't have power. So they should share the load so that we know what to do. It's really affecting us. It is making our businesses run low. And it's really affecting us. I don't even know how to explain it. It's taking away all our money because we have to buy fuel to run our businesses. If you can't afford the fuel to, then they have to go, which means we are not reliable. It's taking us out of business.
Over the past few days, power supply has been irregular in some parts of the country. GRIDCo highlight a production shortfall due to reduced gas supply. Carlos Caloni, Joy News.
While away from power issues, Member of Parliament for Northong, Samuel Kujetua Blakwa, has called on the Finance Ministry to include the resettlement and compensation allocations for the displaced persons of the Akosombo Dam spillage in the 2024 budget to be presented in November. Speaking on Newsfile, the MP stated these measures are necessary to improve the living conditions of the people and also bring about a sense of normalcy.
We need to find alternative houses so we can relocate the displaced people. The numbers have gone up a bit. I think Northong is hitting 13,000 now in terms of the displaced people, according to the latest NADMO data. So these are huge numbers. And even though our chiefs have donated land, and I must commend the chiefs, they say that anybody who is willing to come and put up housing here does not have to pay for the land, not even a knocking fee. You don't have to present drinks, nothing. Just come and take over the land and start. And I must commend the First Sky Group. They are working very, very fast. And then I must also commend Pastor Martin, who has promised that his church will also take up a housing unit. Mr. Ibrahim Mahama has also promised that he will also take up a few housing units. And he's already sent his engineers here to do a recce and to assess the land. This morning, he sent bulldozers here to start preparing the land for houses to be constructed, and we want to thank him very much. We are eternally.
While contributing to the same issue, a member of the governing MPP's communication team, Nana Akumia, raised concern about the lack of coordination in the distribution of relief items to the flood victims.
In the relief efforts of his people, and so he's attracting a lot of attention, and these people are attracting a lot of relief items because of the activism of the Member of Parliament, Samuel Kujeto. But if you heard him, he also was lamenting about the need for coordination. And
he shouldn't be lamenting, right?
No, I'm coming to it. And our brother from NADMO is also just lamenting about the need for coordination. So clearly what is happening is that the Kujeto Ablakwa is filling a gap. There's a gap in coordination. And so in that gap, he seems to be filling it, which is credit to him.
Or maybe they came to the game a bit late.
And you see, there are about 3 or 4 constituencies. Mm-hmm. I'm sure if I ask you who the other members of parliament are in those
we have spoken to Abla Gomashi, and then the 2 others, I haven't heard from them, but I've seen our correspondent go to the various places.
So that is my point, that you can't even remember.
That's true.
So it shows you that the activism of Samuel Kujeto has overshadowed all the other personalities, and also attracting a lot of attention to his constituency.
Now, scores of displaced flood-affected victims at Vutideke in the Poo East District of the Borno East region are calling on persons in authority, individuals and philanthropists to help bring life back to normalcy. The floods caused by the overflow of the Volta Lake upstream have heavily affected their lives. Residents are particularly concerned about the disruption this has caused to education. Correspondent Anas Abed was in the area and reports.
The flooding in the Poo East district, which occurred as a result of weeks of heavy rains in the area, is taking a toll on education, as schools and learning facilities have been submerged in many communities across the district. Here in Vutideke, we came across these school children who have to walk through the flood waters to a nearby church that is currently serving as a school structure. They have this plea to authorities. Ajumai James is a displaced resident here. He tells me that the children of the area are the most affected and appeal to government to intervene.
This place where we come here is a very difficult place for us. The children are suffering, they cannot go to school, we cannot do anything, we can't even go to the nearby town to buy anything. The river overflows and cross all the roads, nowhere to go. So we are pleading the government to provide us any means so that the learning of our children, the studying of our young ones can continue.
Hasia Ridia, another resident here, shares with me how difficult life has been for residents here and asks that residents struggle even in accessing health care.
As we came here, you can see everything is gone. So just plead with the government to come to our aid. They should help us with whatever he can use to help us, because even here, our new settlement here, it hasn't been easy. If you are going to the hospital, you even struggle. If care is not taken, you even lost your life. So we are pleading with the government to come to our aid.
Today, the parliamentary candidate for the National Democratic Congress for the 2024 general elections, Emmanuel Buam, is on a tour of the affected areas. He expresses worry at the situation.
It is heartbreaking to see a community that had life, a community that had enthusiasm, that had family, that had hope. Today, that community is no longer in existence. It is heartbreaking. And we keep telling people that these issues of flooding is not peculiar to Volta. It's not peculiar to the lower Volta. Those upstream here, we also have similar challenges.
He He says school children in the area whose education has been affected will be writing the same exam with other candidates across the country, and hence some attention needs to be given to these affected children.
As we speak, education has come to a halt in all these communities. All the communities, Frontier Kra, Jaklai, Vutudeke, Atakuma, all the places we visited, education has come to a halt. Right from class 1 to JSS, no schooling. Yet they are going to face the same examination as their colleagues out there. And what are we doing about it? We need help.
He, however, wants stakeholders, including government, to come to their aid to help provide relief to the affected victims.
This is what we kept telling Ghana. We kept telling Ghana that Poo East has had its fair share of the flooding. Therefore, the nation should also give us a fair share of some relief items so that our people could feel that, yes, they are Ghanaians. They also belong to Ghana. They also belong to the Akufo-Addo Ghana we preach. So please, this is devoid of all political issues. Turn attention to Poo East.
Reporting for Joy News, Anas Asabit, Vutideke.
And thanks for staying with the Joy Newsroom. We have some more stories for you this afternoon. The recent surge in the commitment towards hand hygiene has been noted as a crucial step in saving lives. Despite the significant progress made through COVID-19 interventions, there remains a pressing need to make daily hand washing with soap a top priority for Ghanaians. Speaking at the launch of the Global Hand Washing Day in Cape Coast, Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources, Frida Prempeh, revealed that statistics indicate that only 48% of the population in Ghana maintains a consistent habit of washing their hands with soap. There is more in this report.
According to recent findings, male fertility contributes to up to 50% of infertility cases, as emphasized by Dr.
Launching the hand hygiene strategy and roadmap to mark Global Hand Washing Day in Cape Coast, Sanitation and Water Resources Minister Frida Prempeh entreated Ghanaians to embrace hand washing as part of their daily routine to help curb the spread of illnesses. She noted that research shows that hand washing with soap prevents diseases more effectively and affordably than any single vaccine. Madam Frida Prempeh noted that the initiative goes beyond a campaign, signaling the government resolve to make basic hand hygiene accessible across the nation to safeguard public health.
We have adopted saving lives through hand washing with soap as a national theme since the inception of Global Hand Washing Day in 2008. The theme recognizes the recent rise in hand hygiene commitment and action to save lives. While great strides have been made due to the COVID-19 interventions, Honorable Minister spoke about it, there is still a lot of efforts needed to ensure that Ghanaians make hand washing with soap a daily priority. It is estimated that only 48% of Ghanaians consistently wash their hands with soap. These people basically have access to hand washing facilities at home. The report further indicated that 24% of households have designated places or devices for hand washing, but without soap and water, whilst 28% have no facility at all at home for hand washing. When hands come into contact with germs, you need to wash your hands. The report also shows inequalities in coverage of basic hand washing facilities, which range from just 42% in the rural areas to 56% in the urban areas. The inequalities in hand washing facilities and ineffective hand washing promotion programs can put individuals at higher risk for diseases that impact their health, education, and economic outcomes.
Central Regional Minister Justina Marigold has called on Ghanaians to make hand washing a priority. She says the strategy put forth by government aligns with Global Hand Washing Day, an annual campaign to promote hygiene as a fundamental health intervention.
When you go to Kotokraba market or any of the markets, you ask yourself, do the women use the washrooms? Do they go to ease themselves? So if you don't have the running waters there, what do they do when they come back? Your guess is as good as mine. So when they come and somebody is coming to buy tomatoes, they grab it for you. And if you are also so hungry, you go home and you don't take your time to wash it well, then it means you are also eating somebody's feces. So this is an exercise we need to embrace and support the ministry to do. It's not even after today, but it should be something with us to ensure that it becomes a habit and we continue to clean our hands in our various homes and institutions that we find ourselves. And somebody will say that soap, they don't have money to buy. But community water and sanitation, that's something beautiful. The ash we use, the normal ash, that one you will not go and buy it because we have been cooking and the ash is a bonus something for us. That was what we were using. And we were able to improvise some of these things for them to use to wash themselves or their hands. You just tap it with your leg and the water will be flowing because you have a gallon of oil, that container, fixed to a pole. When you touch it, the water will be coming. So it is not expensive. Wherever we find us, if we are able to buy it, let's get to people who cannot afford and support them to be able to also provide for themselves and the communities that they find themselves.
The Hand Hygiene for All roadmap outlines specific actions for stakeholders, including increasing public awareness, training health workers, providing hand hygiene facilities to institutions, and monitoring progress from 2022 to 2023.
You're watching the Joy Newsroom. We are taking a short break. When we come back, we have business for you. We'll tell you why hotel operators within the Central Region say they're being knocked out of their businesses.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to demonstrate to you the superior properties of Flamingo paint. As compared to other paint brands on the market, we take equal quantities of Flamingo paint and this ordinary paint. We then dilute them with water. And now, let the test begin. The gentleman on the left is going to apply the ordinary paint, and the gentleman on my right will use the Flamingo superior paint. As you can clearly see, Flamingo has the obvious better hiding. Furthermore, Flamingo has painted a much larger area. You know, one bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint is made with superior formulation to give superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
Psalm 100 verses 1-2. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all ye lands. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Get ready for an electrifying Adon Praise 2023 Choirs Edition. Imagine choirs of prominent churches in worship and praise sessions on a Sunday. Yes, you heard me right. Sunday, 29th October 2023 at the Perez Dome, Jomolu, after church at 4 p.m. Theme: Harmony of Faith, Voices United in Praise. Come experience the awe-inspiring beauty of multiple voices united in worship and praise, delivering soul-stirring classics from the following choirs: Cedar Mountain Choir featuring Joe Metal, The New Song featuring PSA Esther, Multimedia Choir featuring Kofi Pepra, Destiny Songs featuring Efe Grace, CT Praise featuring Reverend Edwin Datson, Voices of Triumph featuring Reverend Ifreko Chamien, Royal House Chapel Joint Choir featuring Emoji, Perez Chapel Choir, Perez Chapel International, Bethel Revival Revival Choir, Global Evangelical Ministry, Team Eternity, Harmonious Chorale. Tickets are going on sale for 70 Ghana cedi standard by the short code *714*003*3#. Limited tickets available at participating churches, Joy FM, Airport Shell, and the Perez Chapel Bookshop. Hashtag Adom Praise Choirs Edition. Mark the date, Sunday, 29th October 2023 at Perez Dome, Jonglu at 4 p.m. It's going to be godly awesome. The Adom Praise 2023 Choirs Edition is sponsored by Snit Seed, Self-Employed Enrollment Drive, Ayawodache, Fano Personal, Angel Cola, The Enjoyment Cola, Franco Trading Enterprise, Phone, Accessories and Air Condition Papa Fee, Access Bank, More Than Banking, Evermilk, Taste is Believing, 3P Garlic Mixture, and your naturally organic, Pilot Tablet and Ointment from Kelmed Pharmaceuticals Limited, Pals, Coco, Last Stop, Escort Security Services, Think Security, choose Escort Security Services, Happy Delight, share the happiness, Kivo Pepe, Melkoshishi, Media Partners, Adom FM, Adom TV, Asemper FM, AdomOnline.com, Joy FM, Joy News, Joy Prime, MyJoyOnline.com, Precious TV, Sweet Melodies FM, Sunny FM, Footprint TV, and Christocentric Station. Adom Praise, yeah, baby. Let me see your dancing.
Starting this October 20th to 11th of November, the African Football League. Who is going to be crowned Africa's Champion of Champions and take the lion's share of the 14.4 million prize money? Catch all the games streaming at www.AFL Africa and on FIFA Plus. The African Football League, our game, our home. Now let's shine together.
It's an October showdown on Supersport.
The biggest!
Catch the best and end your month off like a champion.
Do not scratch your eyes! You are really seeing the most extraordinary finish here! You've scored! He's done it again!
And welcome back to the Joy Newsroom. Some business story for you. Hotel operators within the Central Region say they're being knocked out of their businesses owing to the introduction of multiple taxes by the government. They emphasize that the combined tax rates are substantial and burdensome, leading to adverse effects on the operations. Now, speaking at a press conference held in Cape Coast, they underscored the detrimental impacts these taxes have on the operations. Here's more.
We wake up to see that there is a task called sustainability levy. We don't know where that sustainability levy came from. Upon the PAY you've been paying, we pay the corporate tax, the VAT, the withholding taxes, the national health insurance, the GET fund. Yeah, you want more.
That's Isaac Inkum, the immediate past chairman of the Central Regional Hoteliers Association, bemoaning the number of taxes operators in the hotel industry are being saddled with.
You want more. And as at now, none of us even understand the sustainability levy. You don't understand it. But you've served almost every hotel that we have to pay sustainability levy. So, GRA, when we put this question to you, GRA will ask us, it is not from you, it is from the ministry. So we don't know. So we want GRA to carry this information to the Ministry of Finance that the people that are supposed to pay that sustainability levy, they don't understand. And their businesses are collapsing. Our businesses are collapsing, so we are begging you. In fact, the tax regime in Ghana nowadays is collapsing our businesses. And if our businesses are to collapse today, I don't know where GRA will be getting the taxes for the government. The taxes we are paying is too many. It's too many. It's too many. But remember, look at the hotels here. They all employ at least 5 people.
He says many of their businesses are folding up, and if the rate of increases in the taxes and the number of taxes continue to go up, they may be knocked out of their jobs.
We don't understand. Why should a hotel that paid property rates of 700 cedis last year, this year they said we've moved on to digitalization, 700 cedis, and he's paying 27,000. A hotel that paid 1,800 is paying 50,000. We don't understand. So, invited stakeholders, especially with the assemblies, we just want to bring this to your notice. Because the property rate regime, the new property rate regime is killing the hotel industry. And if care is not taken, I believe none of us here will be able to continue operating as a hotel.
Now, the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana, ICAG, has called on its members to leverage modern technologies to create more businesses on their own. According to ICAG, technology has enhanced the job landscape with newer, brighter, and better opportunities that need to be explored in full. There's more from the 10th anniversary celebration held in Cape Coast.
The ICAG in the Cape Coast metropolitan area has been in existence for the past 10 years. Over the past years, they have contributed to developing young minds and hearts and championed several causes. Speaking at the association's 10th anniversary in Cape Coast, a council member of the Association of Chartered Accountants, Elena Bena-Addo, implored members of the association to leverage emerging technologies to create their jobs and, most importantly, network.
The world is changing at a faster pace. While new and emerging technologies are creating jobs which did not exist a decade ago. With the advent of AI tools, which I'm sure most of you use, ChatGPT, Bing, we know the game changer is here. Technology has enhanced the job landscape with newer, better, and brilliant job opportunities and replaced obsolete ones, and to a certain extent impacted greatly on the career of all professionals, with accounting not being an exception. Note that in the past, you could stick to one job and do pretty much nothing, or the same thing for your entire professional life. But we are in a much more whimsical environment with technology driving the world. If we are not innovative, sensitive, and tuned to the changes in our world today, we may very well be left behind. Young professionals must be innovative enough to start their own businesses as they marry their knowledge and skills with the needs of the world, instead of looking for traditional or already well-organized white-collar jobs, which are increasingly becoming difficult.
The Dean of the School of Business at the University of Cape Coast, Professor John Gachi, patted the association on the back and encouraged them to network vigorously by exploring the environment to impact society.
As accountants, our ability to adapt to changing financial landscapes and embrace innovative approaches is essential for economic advancement of our nation. Networks provide support and mentorship. In a strong professional network, there is a wealth of experience and knowledge. Mentoring relationship and supportive networks are invaluable resources. Mentoring relationships and supportive networks are invaluable resources for both seasoned professionals and newcomers alike.
The final funeral rites for the Queen of the Ghana State, Manye Na Dede Omadru, the third, is underway at the Palace of the Ghana King in Accra. The 89-year-old is revered for her achievements, including seeking the welfare of women and girls in the Ghana State and beyond. President Akufo-Addo, Vice President Mahmoud Bawumia, and other top dignitaries are expected at the funeral today. Meanwhile, the Ghana Traditional Council has suspended all commercial activities and ordered the closure of shops in the Greater Accra region. My colleague Latif Idris is live at the funeral grounds. Take it away, Latif.
Darrell, we're live here at the Gamanje Palace in North Kaneshi, where the final funeral rite for the late Queen Mother of the Ghana State is currently underway. Event started this morning. In fact, it's been on since the past week, and today marks the big day. And the big shots have been in attendance, and the program is still underway. We started in the morning with the arrival of dignitaries and the display of the Ridga culture. We've had the traditional young ladies as one culturally aware individual I spoke to mentioned to me. All these girls were draped in red between their lips, walking barefooted, and that we understand signifies the passing of the late Queen Mother and what she meant for the Ghana State and the legacy she left. All of these traditional displays are in honor of the Queen Mother, who many describe as one who championed the cause of women and young girls within the Ghana State. The Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has been in attendance. He is still in attendance. The Chief of Staff is in attendance. The First Lady, Rebecca Akufo-Addo, is in attendance. The former Speaker of Parliament, Professor Michael Quay, is in attendance. And the President was the icing on the cake. He came in and greeted the dignitaries, including the government chair. And you understand the President's schedule. And so he came here briefly and he had to leave for other equally important assignments. So as we speak, the President has left the funeral ground to take up some other equally important state assignments. But the funeral itself is underway. It started with the Christian worship. That ended, and then the traditional rites are expected to continue, and then we will have the final resting place for the late Queen Mother. The President, though he was in attendance, delegated Titus Glover, the former Member of Parliament, to speak on his behalf and make some donation on the President's behalf. So if you find at my far left, the President's donation is there. He donated assorted drinks, water, hard liquor, and some foreign liquor, if you like, with some cash amount. Also, Titus Glover was in the company of the members of the governing New Patriotic Party, who also donated some amount. The President, after donating these items, also made a donation of 100,000 Ghana cedis to the Ghana State to facilitate and support the funeral activities. The New Patriotic Party also donated some 10,000 cedis to support the. I must say that the members of Parliament within the national capital of Accra and the Greater Accra enclave, I must say, came in a united front, if you like, regardless of the party, the New Patriotic Party and the opposition New National Democratic Congress came here in their numbers. Members of Parliament from both sides also came to pay their last respect to the Ghana State and made some donations, including assorted drinks, hard liquor, and local liquor as well. As we speak, it appears to be a momentary break in the program as we await the Christian worship to be concluded. You would find the clergy seated, and they are expected to conclude the Christian rite, and then we would have the traditional rite also taking over. We've had chiefs and kings not only from Ghana, but from across the West African sub-region. We've had chiefs from Togo, we've had some from Cote d'Ivoire, we've had some from Niger. And so this funeral, it appears it cuts across the West African sub-region and not just within Ghana. In Ghana, we've had the chiefs coming from all the, 16 regions, I must say, sub-chiefs who have been delegated, paramount chiefs who have been delegated are all here in their numbers to pay their last respect to the late Queen Mother of the Ghana state. Now, the Ghana man chair has spoken. Now, he has given his final tribute to his Queen Mother. The tribute was read on his behalf by our own Nathaniel Atto, who is part of the organizers and members of the funeral organizing committee. And in his speech, what stands out is that the government chair has promised to uphold the legacy of the Queen Mother by ensuring that the Ghana state continues to stay united and that the welfare of women, children and girls is properly highlighted and given priority within the scheme of things of the Ghana state. That is fundamental because that is what the late Queen Mother of the Ghana state stood for. And so it is befitting that when the government had the opportunity to speak, he made reference to the achievement and the successes of the late Queen Mother and the fact that he is promised to continue to honor her legacy by fulfilling the tributes that she stood for, which has to do with the mobilization and empowerment of women, girls, the welfare of women and girls. He's promised to champion that cause to keep the flame of the late Queen Mother burning even in her absence. So as I mentioned earlier, the clergy is continuing with their service and they are almost going to wrap up with it. Once they are done, the Ghana culture is going to go on display again, and we will get to know how the Ghana tradition would carry out the final farewell to their Queen Mother. That is what we are waiting. We've seen a glimpse of what the Ghanaians can do with regards to their culture, but I can anticipate and speculate that the best is yet to come. We've been here for quite some time. We've been speaking with the rank and file. We've been speaking with some of the dignitaries who have been invited. We've been speaking with members of parliament, and they've been sharing their fond memories, and those who had personal interactions with the late Queen Mother have also been sharing some of their personal experiences and interaction with the late Queen Mother.
Latif Idris live was at the Government's Palace here in Accra, where the final funeral rites of the late Queen Mother of the Ghana State, Manyet Nadede Oumadu III, is underway. We'll be bringing you updates later in the day. My name is Darryl Clark. This is the Joy Newsroom. More sights and sounds from the Government's Palace.
Final funeral rite for the late Queen Mother of the Ghana State, Nadede Oumadu III, is currently underway here at the Government's Palace in North Kaneshi, and the Ghana people have come here in their numbers, and they are displaying rich Ghana culture across the board. And dignitaries, invited guests, ordinary Ghanaians. I mean, you've mentioned everybody is here to mourn with the Ghana people and give the late Queen Mother a befitting farewell. The dignitaries are here. We would like to engage a few of them to get to know exactly what they make of the former and the late Queen Mother and what to expect as this funeral gets underway. Let's first start with Honorable here and get a few words from him what he makes of the late Queen Mother. You're welcome to Joy News.
Joy News being on
let's go back to English for our listeners because we know that you are an English-speaking station. Well, today we're here for the funeral of our dear Queen Mother Nadede, and we are quite happy that finally she's been laid to rest and she can go home, and that the people of Ghana can join the Ghana state to help us all. So we are very glad.
So the Vice President is just arriving at the funeral grounds. You're welcome. So that's the Vice President. He just came in and with his dignitaries. So we continue with Honorable Mike. We continue with Ambassador Mike Okwe.
Sorry, I had to greet the Vice President, so I was a bit missing in action. But as you can see, many people from all walks of life are here to commiserate with the Ghana state, especially the King, Teko Churu, who is the Ghana chair at the moment. So that is why we're all gathered here today, to help support and to lay her to a final destination.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. We go to Professor Joshua Alabi. He is the proud son of the Ghana state, and he also gives us what he makes of the late Queen Mother. You're welcome to join us.
Hello.
You're welcome to join us, Prof.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, and greetings to everybody.
Yeah. Tell us what you make of the late Queen Mother. If you get did you know her while she was alive? Did you have any personal interaction with her? And what do you say would be her legacy for the Ghana state and the general country?
I must say, first we are here to celebrate the life of our Queen Mother. I'm a Ghana myself, and I'm happy to have worked with her as the Greater Accra Regional Minister. That was some time ago. A very beautiful lady. She did very well in helping us create the Queen Mothers Association of the Ghana State and the Ghana State. She did her best to bring unity among the Queen Mothers in the Ghana State. And her ability to unite people, to work with people, and to ensure that the traditional leaders do the right thing, I must say is very commendable. She has been a role model for the youth, especially our young ladies. And I know that most of the things that she taught or she lived for, not only the young ladies of the Ghana state, but the young ladies of this country will carry it along in their lives. I must say, even when I was out of government, we used to meet. Very decent lady, very respectful, and she has been a shining star of the Ghana state.
Oh, what is that one thing that you will miss about her?
Her smiles. I'll miss her smiles and decency.
Thank you very much, Prof.
Yes.
We move on to try and engage some of the dignitaries who have come here in their numbers. We go over to the former Speaker of Parliament and also Sheikh I.C. Quay. We will start with Sheikh I.C. Quay. And Salam alaikum, Sheikh. Tell us what do you make of the late Queen Mother? Did you get to meet her? Did you have any personal interaction with her? And what would you miss about her?
Well, you can see the occasion is so splendid. It has attracted all walks of life, which shows that actually she's a great woman. She reigned for 59 years, born on 1934, just 2 years ahead of me, 88 years, and then she ruled very, very well. Soft-handed woman, peacemaker, and then very lovely with all kinds of people. So this is a woman we are celebrating, her burial today.
Thank you very much, Sheikh. We're going to the former Speaker of Parliament, Professor Mike Okwe. You're welcome to join us. Okay, Prof, wouldn't like to share what with us. We go to the Member of Parliament for the Odio constituency. You're welcome to join us, Honorable.
Thank you.
Just briefly share with us your personal interaction with the late Queen Mother and the one thing that you would miss about her legacy for the Ghana state and the entire nation.
I have known her since my childhood. She was almost like a mother to me. My house is just about 400 meters from her house. She used to whip me when I've not bathed in the morning, and she also feed me on weekends. She used to give me banku and okra soup. She was a mother to me. She encouraged me to become an assembly member, and when she traveled, my brother Oko van der Poel was the one who was taking care of her when she was out there until she came down. And so between us, the Van der Poels and her, she's been almost like a mother to us. So when she was coming, we facilitated her coming, and it's been very nice. We didn't expect her to leave us at this time. We thought she would stay with us for some time after her arrival, but God knows best.
What legacy do you think she's left for the Ghana state and the entire nation?
Well, she was a woman of peace. She always worked for peace in Accra. She was always interested in making sure there was peace in Accra. And then she was also very conscious of her environment. That's why she pushed me to become an assemblyman, because she didn't like the way we were throwing rubbish around. She was concerned about always desilting the gutters, making sure we provide refuse dumps, making sure we provide refuse dustbins. And she was always concerned about the environment. So when Oko was mayor, she was always on Oko to make sure that the right things were done in Accra. She was very concerned about the environment.
Vice President of the Republic of
Honorable Oko van der Poel would give us a lot more insight about his experience with the late Queen Mother. You're welcome to join us.
Thank you.
I've not seen you in a long while.
Oh, I'm around. Yes, keeping busy with my constituency.
So tell me about your personal experience, interaction with the late Queen Mother, and what you would miss about her.
Oh, the Queen Mother, the late Queen Mother of Accra, of the Ghana state, is one who has served our Ghana state very well. We all have great respect for her, and during the time as my mayorship, that was when we had to facilitate for her to go to the US to receive medical treatment, and then to support her the time that she was there. And finally, when she has to come home, all of us, the MPs of Accra, came together to receive her back home to Accra. And today she's no more. So we are all here to mourn her and to give her our last respect, because she has served the Ghana state very well.
What would you miss about her?
Excuse me?
What would you miss about her?
Well, the leadership, the kind of leadership that she provided the Ghana state. Ajo, let there be peace. Let us work together. Let's come together. That has always been her mantra for the people of Accra.
Thank you very much. Honorable Oko van der Poel is also a member of parliament here in the Ghana state. So ahead of today's events, this funeral rite, what is going on here, there were acrimonious infighting within the Ghana people. Some went to court to try and put an interim injunction on today's funeral ceremony. But the same judge we know overturned an earlier ruling that granted that interim injunction. And so far, there's not been any dissent from any faction to suggest that there are breaks within the Ghana state, or there are factions that do not want today's event or funeral rite to go on peacefully. Everything is going on as planned. The dignitaries are arriving. As you saw earlier, the Vice President of the Republic, Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, has arrived with his dignitaries in the company of his wife, Haja Samira Bawumia. The First Lady, Rebecca Akufo-Addo, arrived earlier. And so the President of the Republic, Nana Akufo-Addo, is also expected to attend. His chair is being guarded to suggest that in no time, or in due time, I must say, the President of the Republic, Nana Akufo-Addo, would arrive here at the funeral grounds. We can see the sounds, we can see the sights and hear the sounds of the rich Ga culture on display here at the Ga Manche Palace. The Vice President is still going around greeting the dignitaries and the invited guests, people from all walks of life, not only in Ghana, from Cote d'Ivoire, from Burkina, are all attending this funeral rite, which suggests the weight the Queen Mother of the Ghana state carries in terms of chieftain, if you like. So that is what is happening here at the funeral grounds of the late Queen Mother of the Ghana state. The Vice President is now going to take his seat, and as one would expect, once he has taken the seat, the next person to arrive, or the next dignitary to arrive, is the President of the Republic, Nana Akufo-Addo. We will try and get a perspective on how the Ghana people managed to bring all factions together for today's event to go ahead so far peacefully, without any acrimony, without any dissent. And so far, it's been peaceful.